In today's video, we're tackling one of the most debated topics in the survival community: cheap tactical survival gear that works better than expensive ones. If you've ever stared at those high-end gear items in survival stores, you've probably wondered, is that $300 tactical knife worth it, or is it just another overpriced gimmick? Today, we're going to break that down and leave no stone unturned. The answer might surprise you, and by the end of this video, you might start questioning everything you thought you knew about survival gear. You've seen the flashy ads, the promises of military grade, this, and tactical spec, that, all with price tags to match. But here's the question. What if I told you that sometimes the gear that saves your life won't be the one with the highest price tag? What if the real trick to surviving in extreme situations lies in knowing how to choose the right tool, regardless of its cost? In today's video, we'll be comparing expensive survival gear with their budget counterparts, and trust me, you might want to stick around until the end, because the truth about what's really worth your money might shock you. Let's start by addressing the elephant in the room: price. Does paying more automatically mean better quality? It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that a higher price tag equals better performance, especially when you're dealing with something as critical as survival gear. After all, in a life or death situation, you don't want to rely on cheap, subpar equipment, right? But what if I told you that some of the best survival gear is hiding in plain sight, and it's not the high-end stuff being pushed by big brands? Picture this: you're out in the wild, your high-dollar flashlight dies unexpectedly, and you're left fumbling through your pack. The budget flashlight you grabbed as a backup for $15? It's still going strong. Moments like these make you question whether that expensive gear was worth the investment. Could it be that the most critical survival tool isn't necessarily the one with the biggest price tag, but the one that just works when you need it most? Let's dive into the first example: fire starters. The ability to create fire is one of the most fundamental survival skills, and fire starters come in all shapes, sizes, and prices. Some fire starters on the market can cost upwards of $50, packed with extra features like waterproof casings or tactical designs. But here's the twist. You can get a no-frills ferro rod for around $10 that does the job just as effectively, sometimes even better. Imagine this scenario. It's pouring rain, you're cold, and you need to get a fire going fast. You pull out your fancy, expensive fire starter, only to realize that the intricate mechanisms make it harder to use in wet conditions. Meanwhile, your $10 ferro rod lights up a fire with minimal effort. In a situation like this, simplicity is key, and that cheap fire starter might just be your lifeline. Does the extra $40 spent on the expensive model really add value? Or is it just a flashy sales pitch? Now, let's talk about knives, a survivalist's best friend. You've probably seen the premium knives with steep price tags, sometimes reaching over $200, boasting superior steel, advanced designs, and ergonomic grips. But does that high-end knife perform significantly better than its budget counterpart? Take, for instance, the Morinif. This budget-friendly knife, often priced under $30, is known for its durability and sharpness. It might not have the fancy branding or luxurious feel of a high-end knife, but when it comes to cutting, slicing, and even battening wood, it gets the job done. On the other hand, some premium knives, while made of higher quality materials, don't always offer significantly better performance to justify the price hike. In fact, some survivalists argue that spending hundreds on a knife is unnecessary when budget options can handle most survival tasks just as well. Flashlights are another crucial item in any survival kit, and the price range for tactical flashlights can be staggering. Some high-end flashlights can cost upwards of $150, with promises of extreme brightness, long battery life, and water resistance. But here's the kicker. There are budget flashlights, priced around $30 or less, that can outperform their pricier counterparts in many areas. For example, a flashlight like the Sofern SP36, which costs under $50, can deliver over 5,000 lumens of light. That's more than enough brightness to illuminate a dark forest or even signal for help. It's rechargeable, compact, and water-resistant, making it a reliable companion for any survival situation. Compare that to a $150 flashlight with similar specs, and you start to wonder, is that extra $100 really buying you better performance, or is it just buying you a name brand? When it comes to survival, shelter is non-negotiable. High-end survival shelters, like top-tier tents or hammocks, can cost hundreds of dollars, offering comfort, weather resistance, and durability. But do you really need to spend that much to stay safe and dry? One of the most versatile and cost-effective solutions is a simple tarp. For as little as $15, you can get a durable, waterproof tarp that can be rigged into a shelter with some paracord and a few stakes. It's lightweight, compact, and doesn't require a lot of space in your pack. In a pinch, a tarp can protect you from the elements just as effectively as a $300 tent. The question is, are you paying for luxury or are you paying for survival? Water is the most critical resource in any survival situation, and having a reliable water filtration system can mean the difference between life and death. High-end systems, like the Grail or Katadyn filters, can cost well over $100. They're excellent products, no doubt, but is there a more budget-friendly option that performs just as well? Enter the Sawyer Mini. For under $25, this compact water filter can process up to 100,000 gallons of water, removing 99.9999% of bacteria and protozoa. It's lightweight, easy to use, and fits into any survival kit without taking up too much space. In a real-world survival scenario, it's hard to justify spending over $100 on a water filtration system when the Sawyer Mini can do the job at a fraction of the cost. Multitools are the Swiss Army knife of survival gear, offering a variety of functions in one compact package. High-end brands like Leatherman are known for their durability and craftsmanship, but they also come with a hefty price tag, sometimes over $100. So, is it worth it? Consider the Gerber suspension, a budget-friendly multi-tool that costs around $40. It includes pliers, knives, screwdrivers, and more, all in a durable, easy-to-use design. While it might not have the same prestige as a Leatherman, it's just as functional in most survival situations. The extra $60 or $70 you save could be spent on other essential gear, like food rations or first aid supplies. At the end of the day, survival isn't about having the most expensive gear. It's about having the right gear. High-end products have their place, but budget-friendly options often provide the same level of performance, durability, and reliability, sometimes even more. The key is knowing what features you actually need and being smart about your choices. Before you go, remember this. Survival is about preparedness, not prestige. Don't be fooled by flashy marketing or high price tags. Sometimes, the best tools are the simplest and most affordable ones, and they'll get the job done when it matters most. Stick with what works, and don't be afraid to go for the budget options. After all, in the wilderness, it's performance that counts, not the brand name. Stay prepared, stay safe, and remember, sometimes cheaper is better.